So for anybody that missed it, I just tried to load into my... Oh, we still got the issue with it. There we go. I just tried to load into my save, and even though I backed it up, it broke it. And while I'm streaming, my computer does not have the mental capacity to copy the file over it and refuse to accept the update or whatever. Or like it would take a day. But testing the other save, it looks like even if I hit no, it would still fail and wouldn't load. So yeah, I took a few minutes. I went and enjoyed myself a rumble. I got a fresh drink. I patted the cats. All the things, did some heavy breathing. Because obviously I'm still incredibly new to Project Zomboid, for anybody that doesn't know. I have now been playing for probably almost a year, because I got it like the week before Christmas last year, but I've only been playing it like once a week on average for like 4 hours. Maybe the occasional like second time or up to 8 hours kind of thing, but I'm still super new to Project Zomboid. And as some of you know, I was a hater of Zomboid before I started playing, and so I don't have a lot of experience. I don't know a lot about what the game does, especially during updates and stuff like that. The last time it did a big update, it stole half of my inventory, which was not great, but I was finally at a point in the game where I was really enjoying myself, and my character, I finally got one character to live more than 1 month, and I was super excited about that. And I was super excited to try to enhance upon her skills, and we were going to go for what was planned to be a little adventure down to Mildura and see if I could find my sleeping bag, which I believe was lost down there, but that game no longer exists. So Life 18 was the last life of my first run, which is kind of cool in a sense. I'm obviously going to start again. I just needed a few moments to kind of sever the previous game and think about the game as a fresh game kind of thing. I just needed a minute for my brain to kind of like accept that. So yeah. Let's see if you just reached your Zombiversary. Almost. I've got 1 more week. In 1 week, it'll be a year. Because I started the Friday before Christmas last year, which is like the 28th, no, 18th? I think it was like the 18th. Give or take. And yeah, I played, I think I started with 42, then I tried 41 for a couple of days over Christmas and New Year's, and then I went back to 42. Like I said, I think I tried Builder, and then I tried Adventure, and then I tried Builder again, and that was the save that we started on. And when I got up to life 8 or 9, and I died, so we died all the way up here somewhere, or along here, and I started a fresh game, but I deleted that save by accident, so then we went back to the old one, and we played through for like 10 more lives. Yeah, I'm back up, bro. I just needed a few minutes to go like pat the cats and have a rumble and do some breathing. Because like I was so excited tonight. I was genuinely so excited to advance my game, and like I took the beginner cap off my stream titles officially and turned it to solo, and I'm like, I'm ready. And now I'm like back to we're starting again, and it's like, okay, alright. But yeah, so I'm gonna start in West Point again. I didn't mind this. I think I've started the game I deleted. I started in Rosewood. My first game I think was in Mildura. I didn't mind here. I thought about going somewhere else, but I kind of know that, like, I'll know everything in this town, but it won't spoil the rest of the map for me. Like, I could start down here, that would be fine too, but I thought if I started over here, I don't want to zoom out on the map too much because it'll tell me where shit is now that I understand it. So I'm trying to avoid that spoiler, but I figured I kind of thought about going back to my original house. I did think if I had a randomized where I started, I could have picked a random house and gone from there, but I feel like I would never come all the way back up here for resources, kind of thing. Just depends. Actually, I might let you guys decide this one. Hold on. How the fuck do I do a poll? I have done one before. Give me give me a minute. I had this on a hotkey once. That maybe? Yeah, okay. How should I start? For anybody that's in YouTube, you're not gonna see this poll, but I'll read out the question and answers, and you guys can like put a number up for it to help vote if you want. Let's see. Start West Point. West Point. Or let's go with random. By random, I'm gonna like assign a number to each and do a random number generator. I think a minute's pretty long, but I'll start that. Okay, so for anybody that's on YouTube that would like to vote in this poll, the question is, how should I start? Should I start in West Point, type 1 for West Point start, where I was before, or 2, type 2 for random location, and I'll put the locations in, like assign them a number, and I'll do a random number generator, and then I'll just have to figure out where I am from there. So if you're on YouTube and you want to like participate, you should still have time, because I set it up for a minute and I don't think YouTube's too far behind. I know that YouTube is just like a fraction behind time, but if I don't see anything come through from anybody on YouTube, a 1 or a 2, then I'll just count whatever the Twitch numbers are. So, alright, the poll time is up. I haven't seen anything from YouTube come through. They should have had sufficient time to have done something. And it started West Point. So happily smiling. What are you doing, Viking? Give you some ruffles. I don't know if I'm supposed to delete the poll after it's ended. I guess yes. Yes. Okay, there we go. Get rid of that. Let me unpin this thing too. How do I unpin that? Hold on, I've got shit pinned around the place. Unpin that. Okay. Where am I? There? There we go. So happily smiling receives ruffles. Okay, so if that's the point, we're gonna start in West Point, and I'll probably go back to having my base back up here, no matter where I start in West Point. I did like that house, and I'd like to see what it offers me this time, because it's supposed to randomize the buildings, right? So I might not have a like a downstairs, a cellar thing. So I'm gonna try to get this as a random to be 0. Immediately a 0. Microphobic, slow healer, slow reader, artisan, wilderness knowledge. I haven't had these two. I have had these. This panicked went outdoors. This is not indoors. I'm indoors a lot. Slow healer could get us dead, although sickness would be a problem. Slow readers, such an ass. Try again. Another 0. Slow learner again. Decrease XP gains, but not take any panic traits. Well, the way I've been playing so far is I completely randomize this and I try to take somebody that I haven't had the skills of recently or before, and as long as this totals to 0 so I don't have to add or remove anything, it kind of like lets me kind of like adapt. Like thick skin, lower chance of being scratched or bitten. That's really good. Nutritionists can see nutritional values of any food. I haven't had that for an extremely long time. High weight, we've had that a lot. I mean, this is a great pill. Reduce the running speed, low endurance, prone to injury. I was practicing trying to get them fit. I haven't had smoker, and honestly it doesn't interest me that much. Unhappiness rises when tobacco is not smoked. Stress and unhappiness decreases after smoking tobacco. Do they kind of... I gather that you can't kind of go insane in Project Zomboid, but I'm not really interested in having my person smoke. What would happen if I just refused to let her smoke? You guys are welcome to answer that question. Slow metabolism, permanent tendency to gain weight, having a high weight. That's interesting. I've had slow metabolism, but not for a long time. We just had reluctant fighter, and slow learner is just decreased XP gains, which I feel like is kind of like just taking a long time to get started on skills. But it's not like an issue, it's just that it'll take forever to get skills. This isn't bad, I just don't like the smoker trait. I kind of would like this minus that, but then it will give me points. So I'll just wait a second in case anybody wanted to answer the smoker question. But I think I'm going to randomize this again. Thick skin would be good. Decrease in stats and you would become increasingly sad, so your actions would take longer. Wait, so shit takes longer when they're upset? My person's like perpetually miserable. I didn't even think about it. We're not having weak again. I learned my lesson from that. I'm not having deaf again. Unfit, smoker, keen hearing. No. I want to roll one that doesn't have smoker. Unfit, conspicuous, fast reader, outdoorsy, less affected by harsh weather conditions. I don't think I've had outdoorsy for a while. Former scout. We had that at some point. I had herbalist, I got that trait last time. More likely to be spotted by zombies. That could get me dead though. Yes, when they are miserable, all actions take longer to complete. Reading, taking, putting down items, changing weapons. That explains why my people are so terribly slow at stuff. I'm just used to their pace, so I don't really think about it. Some of this is pretty good, but conspicuous is so shit. Unfit, very low endurance and endurance regeneration. I feel like that would be the biggest handicap on this. Again. Oh my god. That's a lot of stuff. But conspicuous again, motion sensitive. What? Wait, do you get motion sickness when you're driving? Or just as a passenger? I heard somebody talking about this earlier today and their character was being sick. Well, thumbs was slow stuff, clumsy was more likely to make noise. Make noise and conspicuous is just like immediate death. Oh wait, that was a 0. Shit. Weak and conspicuous. Let's try again. Hard of hearing, unfit, speed demon, cat's eyes, light eater, and iron gut. I don't mind this one except for speed demon. I destroy the shit out of my cars, but I would take most of this. The light eater and iron gut. I tend to have food illness. This is the only thing that concerns me because my person's always overweight and stuff. Help you with the custom selection of your traits. No. This is just how I like to play. right? This is giving me a list of things that I might not have played with in combination before. And so therefore I get to experience what it's like. Like when I had a high thirst person, I had what was it, like high thirst and something else. And she was actually really good. I think she was like high thirst and hard of hearing, and she was great. And same with like the other person that I had that was, what was it? She was something reluctant fighter, and what was her thing? She's reluctant fighter, low hunger. That was good. Disorganized, short of breath, fast metabolism, high thirst, low weight, whittler. What the shit? Unfit will kill you. Yeah, I kind of get that. Decrease container inventory capacity. Short of breath, faster endurance loss. I feel like that could get me dead. I transfers inventory items slowly. This isn't bad, except I don't feel like I need whittler. But try it. Fuck it. Try it again. I don't think I'm looking for a specific thing, by the way. I just am getting like a couple of specific things over and over again that I'd like to try not to get. Like I don't want the unfit. And we're not having puny, I don't give a shit what else was on that. Okay, so we've got slow liner again. Short-sighted was correctable by glasses, I thought that was great. Ruler, long blunt. Inconspicuous, less likely to be spotted by zombies. Short-sighted, we can fix that. Higher chance to have food illness. I don't think we've really had much food illness stuff. And I don't think I've seen that before. Fuck it, we're going with this one. Slow liner sounds like it's a pain in the ass to me. The short-sighted, as long as I can find glasses, I can fix that. The rest of this is like neither here nor there. That could be good and that could be good, but we'll give this a crack. Alright, where's my custom me? There we go. Alright, so I guess since it was first person, it's orange. We're going in as orange, and then after that we changed shirt stuff. The other thing too was I was just coming out of my first winter too. That was something that kind of sucked. I was kind of looking forward to having to come back into summer, and now all the electricity and shit's gonna be on. Like, I know how much, when I started playing this, I was against the shit going off, but now I've played with it for so long without it being on, I'm like, I don't want it on. And I gotta remember how, like, TV shows and stuff, times and stuff. Hold on, let me have a drink. I do feel like they play that to, like... Yeah, I thought so. It is, like, just a perfect, like, amount of intro. Alright. So... where's your stuff? Give me your health and crap. Let's get that out of the way. Alright. I've got to find glasses. It's something I've got to do. Oh, it's so weird. It's so weird starting again. So, give me all of these. I'll go and fill up some stuff. I do want to keep the can opener. A meat cleaver could be really good. I never got to eat, like, fresh stuff. We had that fucking banana. There's, like, cauliflower and all this stuff. What the hell is that? Oh, yeah. This looks new. Little thing here looks new. Take items, matching types. If there's a fast food place in town, I want to try to get access to it, because my person never got a chance to have like burgers and cakes and shit, because I didn't go into the towns until much later in my gameplay. So, classic shit. Let's put some water around the place while we still got some water. I guess since this is the first place, you could take that. Got some chips, throw that in there. Oh, nice icons for taking stuff. Yeah. I'll take the crackers and crap. Also, I heard something about there was a different slot for the body. There's supposed to be a new slot along here for the body instead of satchels aren't going to be worn on the back anymore. So you should be able to wear them in tandem with other stuff. Yeah. Oh, I gotta get a belt. That's probably not a bad thing, honestly, because the amount of fucking belts that I had was so excessive. Oh yeah, there's supposed to be a new feature, something about the lights are supposed to say if they're on and off or something, or things that have that are supposed to say it. I'm not too sure. I guess you can I was gonna say, I'm like, you could probably have like your final shower, but she's probably pretty clean for the moment. I don't know if it's daytime or nighttime. Oh shit, the guns are actually just in the thing. They're a choice now. That's nice, because I was going to say, I'm like, where's her fucking guns that are always like weighing her down I've got to throw in like the first place? That's appreciated. Now, it should be like summer, so... yeah? Where am I in town? South and 8th. I feel like this isn't near the school. I feel like this is kind of maybe just below it, which means I shouldn't be too far from a town. Yeah, I gotta get out some glasses. Alright. Also, there was a new thing about equips. Something to do with, they automatically go into your hands and stuff. Now, I never noticed before that you could get stuff in these. The only thing I didn't like about this was that they supposed to show the flyer. I guess they're not doing that anymore. Good. They briefly updated it. Probably because I didn't take the flyer, perhaps. But they updated it so that you would kind of have... what would you have? I gotta find like a zombie or somebody. The flyer would appear on the map visibly and stuff. I need to be able to see if I can get in here. It's not super important. Oh, shit. Fuck, mate. It scared the crap out of me. Hi. Oh, fuck off. It would be so funny if the very first, like, zombie I encounter is the one that gets me killed. They don't have a belt. They don't have a watch. Sure. I'm also looking for glasses, too. I might close that for a moment, because I can kind of see... Where am I? Side roads kind of closed off. This certainly looks different. Hold on, the main road's over there. It certainly looks a lot different to me than my previous map, which I do appreciate. I do appreciate that I can't just automatically tell exactly where I am. I would like to mark that up as my first place I started in, though, because I never got to do that. Nah, she didn't have glasses. I have a auto appearance that we start with every time, so I don't know where her orange bandeau is. It's not showing up on the outside, but she has a tank top, sneakers, this orange bandeau thing, which is kind of, oh, you can kind of see it there, and that distinguishes which life we're on. And yeah, I give her like the grey hair and nothing else. That's all she kind of gets. I kind of don't know where these high walls are. I kind of feel like if I go downtown, I'll find... Jesus, I zoomed out really far. I feel like if I go downtown, I'll find the city and she'll get cakes and crap. But if I go up top, we'll find like a place to live. We'll go up top. I gotta find a zombie so I can find a watch or something. But I need a watch. Allegedly, I require a belt, which is interesting. I don't recognize like this big long fence. It's kind of interesting. It's also sort of, I guess, odd to see like the ground is all pristine and perfect. There's also not like rats fucking everywhere, you know? Like, the sheer quantity of rats post-apocalypse was excessive. I'm gonna walk our ass up. I was gonna say we're gonna walk our ass home, but like, if I wanted to, I could have like set up shop there. What the fuck is this building? It's massive. There's no way these are homes. Maybe? This is pretty interesting, because those look like they're reasonably big. It could also just be because she doesn't have glasses on, like I can't fucking tell where anything is. There's a big-ass paddock. Is that gated community? Yeah, don't go exploring too many location stuff. It just, it's a high-fence neighborhood at the moment to me. Like, that's the only problem with, like, Project Zomboid. If you play enough of it, you kind of, like, recognize where shit is. All as I ask is just don't confirm or deny anything exact. We have footpaths. I must be partway downtown. I might be further downtown than I think I am, if that's the case. There's a couple of zombies up there. It's great to have a base in those because it's huge. Well, there is a car down here. Let me go check out this place. See, I liked where I was because I didn't have much in the way of zombies out where I was. It was kind of semi-rural in a sense. How's this car looking? Because if I could get a car from like day one, which I didn't do originally because I didn't understand any of it, it's not running. If I could get my hands on a running car, oh, there we go. I would go for a drive around. Like the duct tape would be useful. A pen? Thank you. I need a pen. There's a battery. Pause. Literature. Pens. I don't really need any of that yet. She's getting hungry. I only have chips on me. But some of these places are going to have fresh food in them, so I'll snack on the chips. I think that each of those big houses, the wall called the gated community, so no spoiler there. Well, whenever I've had the pencil, it doesn't let me erase stuff. It's like they may have changed it, but that's kind of been my experience with it. I want to say that... Where could we put this as... What kind of symbol? Oh, we could do that, but then again, I want that for my house. I want to say... I want to mark up the very first place. Because I never did that last time, and I just want to see... I could put a fucking avocado on it. I'll never use that for anything else. Snowflake. I'm just having a look at what symbols. I guess I could use a star. I'm not going to use a star for anything. I like stars. I believe that that's where I started. So we will always know that that's where I started from. Okay. It's kind of nice that I can do that. Now I'm just going to not die for a month. You know how it is. So let's go check out. Because the TV and shit run... Oh, hello. Hi, mate. I should also be crouching. I have not been crouching. Get down, mate. Good. Alright, well, at least I have some abilities to kill zombies that I didn't have originally. Can we shut that? Interesting that the doors were open to begin with. Photo book, newspaper, hold on. Channel, lifestyle and living, that's fine. I never really got to... Turn that down a lot. I never really got to like listen to the TVs and do stuff. I do want to get food and whatever. It's interesting that some of these buildings are like open. I could cook up some bacon. Hey, Buzzer, welcome back. Just give me a second. Beans? I haven't fully checked this place yet. I learnt the worst fucking information about peanut butter earlier today. I clicked into somebody's stream and they were having a conversation and I came in like mid-conversation and I wish I didn't. I'm not going to repeat it because fuck that. Can I sit here? Rest? Can you sit there? And we're going to eat the sugar. I realized I had to go out into town, packaging to ship my friend's present today as the last suggested post day for stuff arrived in the US before Christmas. Now I'm sat in a cafe. I see that you started over. Yeah, you missed the earlier disappointment, Berza. I went to play my save and I converted the file. As you guys know, I'm not super experienced at first with Project Zomboid, right? So I kind of like loaded in and didn't know that it was gonna essentially break my save, right? So I was super excited to play her and I had plans. We had like adventures and all sorts of stuff planned. And yeah, it immediately loaded me into like a small roomed house and killed her. So that was kind of, what is there, somebody outside? Oh, outside there. Yeah, so that was a little bit frustrating, upsetting. So I wasn't really in like a mindset to just start a fresh new game because obviously like I had like this whole like thing planned for what I was going to do. So I just took like a 10-20 minute break, whatever, and went to kind of like regrouped my thought process on this kind of thing. Went and patted some cats, ate a rumble, you know how it is. Some heavy breathing, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, and we started a fresh game. I really didn't want to start a fresh game tonight out of the blue with no like contemplation for it and stuff, but there's really no difference if I start today versus next week. And next week, because there's no Friday stream, I'll be playing this on Thursday, right? So there's 2 zombies over there. So yeah, I have kind of this stream and like next